We've seen situations whereby students would undergo credibility interview or pre-CAS interview and they wouldn't pass, and as a result, they wouldn't get their unconditional offer and thereby losing their conditional offer. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about schools that don't do pre-CAS interview or credibility interview before issuing CAS. Stay tuned. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, and this is James here again. If this is the first time you're seeing me, welcome to the OGs as well. I say you guys are the realest. Welcome guys, and this is a requested video, and in this video I'm just going to be listing 9 different schools that I've just seen that they don't do pre-CAS interview. And if you're wondering what is pre-CAS interview or what is credibility interview, that some school might call it. Now this is an interview after you've applied to study in this school. They give you a conditional offer, and after that they might say, oh, we want to see you, we want to talk to you. It's more like an interview, right? And on this channel I have a video about how you can ace your pre-CAS interview. So if you're in that school that will be doing a pre-CAS interview, you can just have a look and help yourself. Now if you haven't applied yet and you're yet to apply and you're a bit wary about, I don't want to really do this pre-CAS or credibility interview, then this video is for you. Okay. So the way they do is they'll say, okay, we've given you conditional offer. Before we can give you unconditional offer, you need to do a pre-CAS interview, and it's usually like 15-30 minutes kind of interview, and they just ask you different kind of questions. But it's not all schools that does this, and most schools have incorporated that, but some schools are still not doing that. Okay, so I'm just going to be listing these schools, and what I would do is I'll tell you a bit about where these schools are, what cost of living is, and proximity to like Manchester and London, just to give you a bit of context. Okay, and if you see me looking down or looking into my phone, it's just because I have the list on here. And I'll also put screenshots where I got this from the school's website, and also link to the school's website in the description box. Okay, so the first school I am going to be talking about is University of Gloucester. I know it's not spelled Gloucester, it's Gloucester, but trust me, it's pronounced Gloucester. Okay, and this school is located, so where is Gloucester? Gloucester is located in southwest England, and for context, it's actually a bit close to Bristol, and is 2 hours train to London, which is not bad to be honest, and then 3 hours train to Manchester, but it's extremely close to Birmingham, so it's about 1 hour to Birmingham. Okay, so you still have close proximity to big cities, and I know for sure that cost of living is not, like when it comes to rent and all of that, is not as expensive, as I have a friend that goes to this school and lives there, so it's not something outrageous, it's very affordable. And yes, I'll link in their link in the description box. Okay, so this school, you don't need to do pre-CAS interview. Okay, you just need to apply. Once you apply, if there are still some conditions that needs to be met, the school will let you know. They give you a conditional offer. After you meet the conditional offer, after you meet the condition, they give you an unconditional offer, and part of the condition must be that you've paid your tuition deposits. Okay, so just so I put it out there as well, in as much as you don't want to do pre-CAS interview, I think it's very important to look at what the deposit is and what the payment plan is. I have video about payment plan as well. That is very important, because you don't want to come into this country on a budget and be running helter skelter. There's nobody that will help you. Let that reality sink in. Okay, nobody has extra money in this country. So in regards to that, that's University of Gloucester. Okay, now the next on my list is going to be University of Essex. And where is this? Essex is in Colchester, in Essex, and Essex is like a neighboring city to London. There's a straight train from Colchester to London, I think to King's Cross. I'm not entirely sure. There's also an Elizabeth line that links Colchester to the rest of the world, to London and to Reading. That straight train goes to Colchester. Okay, and just for context, is like I said, there's an hour train, less than an hour to London, and it's about 4 hours to Manchester, which is quite a bit. And in regards to that as well, I'm going to drop the link in the description box below. Now, for University of Essex, after you've accepted the offer, after you've paid your deposits, I'm trying to remember how much the deposit is, because I have a friend that I've just finished from University of Essex, and I think it's about, how much did it? Oh, I think it's about 1,000 when it came, but I think it's now has been increased to 3,000 or 4,000. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, once you pay and your condition, your offer is now unconditional, you have to go online, I think, and fill the CAS form, which is what some of the school does. And then once they look at it, they'll send you your CAS, okay, and then you can apply for your visa. So that's for University of Essex. Now, the next on my list is going to be University of Nottingham, and University of Nottingham. So Nottingham is in East Midland, and I've heard so much about Nottingham in general, how it's such a good place to live. Rent might be a bit on the high side because it's such a, people say it's a really nice place to live. I haven't gone there, so I wouldn't really know. But from what I have heard, it's a nice place to live, and it's in East Midland. It's about 1 hour 15 minutes to Birmingham. It's really close to Birmingham. It's also 2 hours 15 minutes to Manchester, and it's 2 hours to London. So you see that it has close proximity to everywhere. Okay. And while I was looking at this school, I can also see that our deposit is £2,000. It's still £2,000 for 2023. But like I said, even if the deposit is easy to pay deposits, right? But the balancing, because what if you have to pay 50% upon enrollment? So these are the things that you need to consider, okay? But just so you know, this I think for University of Nottingham, once you just pay, once you pay your deposit and once your offer becomes unconditional, they'll send you an email in regards to your CAS, okay? So for some of this school, it's either there's an online platform where you will go and feel like a CAS shield or Pre-CAS, just to check your general information, because your information has to be very correct on your CAS. Okay, so some of these schools will do that. While some of these schools, you don't need to do anything. Once your CAS is ready, they will just send you an email, and then some of them will say, okay, this is like a draft of your CAS. Check everything. If everything is correct, then they'll send it to you. Okay, so some of them are like that, but at least there is no credibility interview. That one is for certain. Now, the next school I'm going to be talking about is Cardiff University. And Cardiff is the capital and biggest city in Wales. And Wales, so if you don't know, United Kingdom is made up of England, Wales, and Scotland. Okay, so that's like another nation in the United Kingdom. And Wales is about 2 hours ish to London, which is not bad by a train. So all these statistics all these hours that I'm giving is by train. Okay, so it's about 2 hours to London, and then 3 hours to Manchester, 3 hours 30 minutes to Manchester, and about 3 hours to Birmingham as well. Okay, and I'll be dropping their link in the description box, to have a read about how they do their CAS, if you need to go online to check, if you need to request, or if you don't need to do anything. Okay, now the next university on my list is going to be Durham University. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but I want to think it's Durham instead of Durham. I don't know, but I think so. Now, where is this university? This is Durham is in Northeast England, and is entirely very, very close to Newcastle upon Tyne, and it's about like under 30 minutes, like 1 hour each to Newcastle, and then by train is 4 hours to London, and almost 3 hours to Manchester. Okay, so I'll be dropping their link in the description box as well, so that you can have a read about their CAS. But one thing is certain, no credibility interview. Now, the next thing will be the University of Sheffield. And where is Sheffield? So Sheffield is a city in South Yorkshire, and South Yorkshire is also in north central England. It is very close to Manchester. It's about 1 hour 30 minutes to Manchester by train. In fact, I know a lot of people that go to school in Sheffield and they live in Manchester because they don't go to school every day. I know a lot of people that are doing that, because I must say, people say that Sheffield is quiet, a very quiet place, and it's quite dead. That's what people that live, that at least that's what I've heard. Okay, but when it comes to like rent and all of those things, it's quite cheap and affordable, and it's also about 2 hours 30 minutes to London, which is not bad as well. Okay, so for rent and all of those things, I know that Sheffield is quite cheap. and but there's not a lot of things happening in Sheffield, but you're close to Manchester, so if you want to have a bit of fun, you can go to Manchester. Okay, now the next on my list will be University of Bristol. And where is Bristol? So Bristol is in southwest England, and like I said, it's also very close to Gloucester. Okay, but Bristol kind of look, people often say that Bristol is like the rich people's city. So I don't really know about that cost of living in Bristol, but from what I've heard, it might be like averagely, expensive and stuff like that. But it's actually very close to London. It's about 1 hour 30 minutes to London and 4 hours to Manchester. Okay, and I'll be dropping their link as well so that you can have a read about how they go about their CAS. Now, for university, the next on my list would be Kingston University, and this university actually holds a place in my heart because I think as far back as 2012. Oh no, it can't be 2012 because I finished school in 2015. So it'll be I think in 2016 when I was considering like doing masters. This is one of the schools that I was actually looking at, and I went there for open day, and I really liked the school. And Kingston is in southwest London, but all those like extreme London, right? It's quite far from everywhere, but it's still termed as London. It's in Richmond upon Thames. That's the borough where Kingston belongs to, and it's very quiet because I've gone there and I know like how quiet it can be. And from what I can see that the deposit is about £5,000. But again, to drop another caveat, you need to look out how much, what their installment plans are if you're coming to school on a budget. If you're paying your school fees at a go, this message is not for you. But if you are coming on a budget and you need to consider how much, how their installment plans are and all of that. Okay. Now the last but not the least, that's the thing that we say. But yeah, the last on my list is going to be University of Surrey. Okay, and University of Surrey is in Surrey. And where is Surrey? Surrey is in southeast England. It's one of those neighboring cities to London. You can easily get into London from Surrey. And from what I can see as well, that deposit is about £2,000, which is quite low as well. But I don't know what their installment plan is. And like I said, it's very close to London. It's under 45 minutes to get a train to London, and it's about 4 hours to Manchester. Okay, so these are the 9 schools that I know for sure according to what is on their websites, and you can also see this link in the description box that they do not do any of the credibility interview or Pre-CAS interview. All they do is that it's either you request for your CAS upon your unconditional offer, or they just send you email that okay, we are preparing your CAS, look at it, is the information correct and all of that. So that's all they do. All right. And if you are one out there that you don't want to do credibility interview, you might want to consider one of these schools. But if you are also one out there and you have applied to school that they do credibility interview, you don't have to be scared. It's nothing deep. And on this channel, like I said, we have a video about that. So have a look for yourself. And I just thought that I should bring this to you guys' attention. As I said, this is highly requested. And I wish you guys all the best in your quest to come into the United Kingdom to study. See you guys.